So, Marieanne, we've got some of your big moments in an Arsenal shirt up. Obviously, have a chat through some of them. I've got a few stats as well.
Okay, so just looking at this one, I think the abiding memory of this was I scored the most, I'm going to call it the most ridiculous goal, and it just caught my ankle on the top of my foot, or my ankle and my foot, and it just looped. It wasn't even a clean strike, it just looped, and it went under the crossbar and the keeper just couldn't get anywhere near it. So it was a bizarre goal. Afterwards, there was a piece on Andy Gray and Richard Keys, and they were going, oh, look at this goal, look at this goal. You know, never score one like that again. And all I kept thinking was, it was goal in the cup final, so I'm quite happy. Do you know what I mean? So
we've got a few celebrations up next. I love the celebration image there.
Yeah, so this was really funny because Vic Akers, who was our manager, he was obviously the kit manager with Arsenal at the time as well. And he was talking to a couple of players, and then he said to me, you know, it's all very well and good, sort of like these long strikes from distance, but there's no point hitting the pigeons in the rafters. You've got to hit the target. So this picture is me running to the dugout because he stood there, and as I got to him I was like flapping my wings and cooing like a pigeon. So as you can see, Kelly Few and lads in the background, they didn't know what I was going to do, and I didn't until I got there, and then they were just hysterical when they went, and Fred, in fairness to him, got down on his knees and just went, yeah, you proved me wrong. So yeah, it was a good experience, that one. And then next one, you've sort of talked us through it before the cameras were on, but yeah, can you just tell us the story again with that one? Yeah, so Kirsty Peelin, who is one of the best wing backs I've ever known in women's football, you know, could put a cross on a sixpence, and you know, just energy, and where she got to as a footballer was amazing. But we'd never plan a celebration, and I would just go off and do something, and she would kind of run alongside and kind of replicate, and it was just good. It was just good fun, you know, in terms of serious in the game, but when you celebrated the moments on and off the pitch, she was probably always one of the first ones there to celebrate. Would you ever use that celebration as a manager? No. No, it's all about the moment and the experience, and yeah, it was just it just felt the right thing to do at that moment. And the last one on the Arsenal side, I chose this one partly because of the other faces in the photo, but again, another bit of silverware. You've mentioned it a bit, but obviously you've got two top-tier managers now, yourself and Casey Stoney, who's managing in the top flight in the US. At that point, did you ever think about going into coaching? I think we were all doing coaching of a sort when we were asked, because you had to work. So a lot of us were doing coaching amongst other roles. You look at Casey and you just go, she's always been destined to be a coach and a manager because of her mentality, and again, another person that has really fought hard to get to where she is now. And what was good about this was we had the open top bus, just the cheers that went up for the girls. It was so respectful, and it was like, you know, what I learned about that, trying to put in here about a one club mentality, and you know, you're all part of that one club family. And like you've mentioned, that one club mentality, was that something that you thought about when you were coming in 2018 as head of women's and girls football? What really attracted me here was the family, the football family, and also the opportunity to create and build something. There was a really good infrastructure in terms of the Hampshire FA Centre of Excellence and then the Southampton Centre of Excellence. So it was about how do we build this pathway to ensure that all the young players that we've got have got a future with the club. And you look now and you go, you've got Lucia Kendall, Kayla Rendell, Ella Morris. So it was that really brought me here, was the opportunity to really build something. And then another one, this is when you sealed the league title here at St Mary's again. What does that say? We talk about, obviously, you as a player. Does it compare to you're lifting another trophy, but this time as a manager? Yeah, you know, that you just, whether you're a player or a coach or anything you do in life, you want to be a success at it, and you want to be the best version of yourself doing it. And over 5,000 at the game and against our local rivals. But it was just another performance that showed a maturity of a young group. And then on to the next one, obviously, that just sums up that season: treble winners, League Cup, obviously the league itself, and then the playoff winners.
Do you think there was a sense of relief after that season?
Probably, because we really wanted to go up. We really wanted to go up, and sometimes that can weigh heavy. As the saying goes, sometimes that expectation can make the shirt feel really heavy. And that's not just the players playing, it's the for us as well as staff. But I think we thoroughly deserved to. We had a loss early in the season against Ipswich, which was really good for us because it showed that the league we couldn't take it for granted. We had a good cup run and we won the League Cup. But then to maintain after this game against Portsmouth, and then the League Cup final, and then the 3 week break before playing the playoff, it was just, what I think pleased us more, as much as pleased me anything, was how we managed the players and the staff in that period of, like I said, just staying true, staying humbled, and really focusing on that playoff final to be able to get that picture with all 3 trophies. That was just a real culmination of what we set out in 2018 to get into the Championship, and there's the evidence that we did it.
It's been a long journey, and now those 2 teams facing each other, how much are you looking forward to that? Is it going to feel a bit strange, perhaps?
No, it won't feel strange at all, because so much has changed in this period of me playing to where I am now. My focus is purely on Southampton now. I've got some fantastic memories of playing for Arsenal and being around the club, but I want to create those fantastic memories here at Southampton Football Club as well. So that's my focus.
And finally, you've mentioned the passion of the fans. You've mentioned the Pompey game. We had a record attendance. Obviously, that's the aim, is to get a record attendance here against Arsenal. What would you say to fans about coming down to the game?
We're really excited about the game, and it's a great opportunity for us to test ourselves against, one of the top teams in not just in the country but in Europe as well. And for Arsenal fans, come down and see where we're growing, what we've done, how we've kind of grown in 5-6 years. It's a great opportunity for, they've had a history of development. We're kind of quite fresh in that development. It's going to be a great occasion, but we have to focus on the pitch and the support that we get from our fans week in, week out. If we can sort of treble, quadruple that, it would really help the players.